Another day, another video. Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Today we are watching the originals. This is episode 9 of season 5. Hopefully you guys are enjoying the series so far. We're getting so close to the end now, so the next episode we will have the poll where we can vote for our favourite characters of the season, and I will run one where we can vote for our most liked characters, obviously throughout the whole of the originals saga, because you know there's been some amazing characters that have been and sadly gone, but they've made a big impact on us, and I'm really interested to see guys' opinions. So check out tomorrow's poll. It will be in the description and you can get voting, and I can't wait to see the results now. Last episode was really interesting. It was definitely one of the best episodes that we've had this season, because it was unexpected, to be honest. You know, they got transported, obviously, Elijah and Klaus into the same location, the compound, and they got spelled in, wasn't it? It was locked, and it got us wondering the episode prior, like, what's going on? You know, like, they're close together. What's going to happen to New Orleans? And hoping everybody that's there, because we did get told that the next phase of this saga, so to speak, if everybody got too close together, was the firstborns were about to die. And then obviously we ended the episode with them pretty much touching, locked in the same vicinity, and it was like, what the hell is going on? Well, it was really interesting actually, because they wasn't actually in the location. They was in that. Do you remember when they got extracted from Finn one time into a room, and then it happened again when Aurora and Tristan was there? It's called like the Chambre de Chasse or something like that. They was in there, and mate, what was interesting is not only was they there, but Rebecca got dropped in, Cole got dropped in, Marcel got dropped in, and Freya, and obviously they was trying to figure out who was doing that. Well, they got told that there was locks on the doors and they had to go and find the keys. Once they found the keys, they can unlock it and they'd be free. Interesting. So they went round, they were searching the compound, they ended up finding a key inside a book. Marcel was like, look mate, you know, we think that Vincent's locked us in here, but this room's not existed in years. The only people that would have managed to know about this room and the location would be somebody within the family, and they narrowed it down to Freya, mate. They went and confronted her, and it's true, she was the one that actually took them. She was the one that's locked them in this place, and she, you know, she didn't kind of deny it either. She was like, laters, mate, and she just bounced, you know, because she could do that because she wasn't physically locked in there herself. She was saying, look, you know, we can't have the risk of you coming closer to each other like this. You know, we have to do something about it. The reason why you're in here is because Hope is doing a spell out there. She's trying to absorb the powers that was put inside the Michelsons, which is really interesting, and obviously Klaus is against it, but she's like, look, she's made her mind up, you know, we've got to let her do this for herself. We can't let her pretty much be orphaned by, you know, Haley's just died, and we can't have Klaus dying as well, and we can't have the Hollow taking over. So if she wants to try and take over this power and see if she can control it, I'm not going to stop her. You know, it's pretty much like a last gasp, last, you know, effort. And that's what happened, mate. Obviously later on in the episode, he was going through, he was finding more keys, he was like kind of reconnecting. Klaus and Elijah was having some fantastic, mate, literally some great conversations, full of emotion. Really enjoyed it. You know, Elijah has done my head in a little bit in the previous episodes, got to admit, you know, got to call a spade a spade. I love Elijah, but he has done my head in the last few episodes. Absolutely love the conversations that he's having with Klaus. Klaus was saying, look mate, you're my brother, you know, and you've killed him. That's how he was referencing it, as in like, you, this Elijah's killed my brother, the person that stood by my side for 1,000 years, the person that's pulled me back on the right track when I've gone too far, the person that's given me wise counsel and guidance. You know, he's gone now, you've killed him. So I was enjoying that. Elijah was saying that he didn't remember any of them, yet he called Marcel Marcellus, and Marcel's like, you know, he's lying, mate. He thinks that he doesn't know it, but his memory's coming back, flooding slowly, and that is because obviously he must have wanted his memories, but he looked like, to me, he was fighting not to get them, and maybe some of it did infiltrate into his mind. But then later on, he was saying, look, he tried to go through the red door and he couldn't. He was touching it, it was flaming hot, it burnt him, he couldn't get inside it. And well, Klaus said, mate, well, feel that pain, because that's the pain that Haley was feeling when she thought that you was coming to rescue her, and you didn't. You was on the other side, and she ended up having to sacrifice herself, and her last moments was that burning feeling outside, taking Greta out as well. How deep is that? And like I said, mate, the more we see and listen about Haley, the more, you know, it gets more emotional to me, the more it's absolutely devastating. I think it's more impactful now watching it and thinking about it than it was when it happened, because I kind of knew it was going to happen, just the way it planned out. But now everything, when you think about it, how she would have thought Elijah was there for her, the way she turned her humanity off, the way she sacrificed herself, it's devastating. So big up Haley, you know, she was a great character. Later on, obviously, in the episode, they decided that they was going to go through the red door. They managed to unlock the keys, and they went through it. Elijah's memories come flooding back. I loved it, mate. Like the zap, 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 zap. You know, all the memories coming back, and then he displayed some fantastic emotion. It was one of the most impactful like moments of the series for me. Anyway, you could see it, the devastation coming back, flooding in, and like everybody was around. Nobody spoke. They all stood there and just let him cry. But you could see it. It was so good. Honestly, it was so good. And then Klaus come over, he gave him a vial of Antoinette's blood for Antoinette. He was like, look, there's my blood, it's enough to cure her, you know. If you want to be with her, go be with her, but you're Michelson. Then, obviously, later on in the episode, when shit was going on, we just seen Elijah. Well, we seen somebody suiting and booting. Obviously, it's Elijah. He went to give Antoinette the blood. She took it. She was like, mate, I never thought I'd see you again. And then he said, forgive me. And then just bounced. And then we ended up finishing the episode with him stood on the lake in the bayou looking in the water. So it's like, what's going on, mate? Really interested. Glad that Elijah's back. Honestly, I'm glad that he's back to his normal Michelson self. I'm thinking that maybe this Antoinette storyline, she's going to maybe try and get revenge on the Michelsons for taking out her mum, even though she wasn't a big fan of what her mum was doing. But the fact that Elijah maybe has left her now might play a factor in it as well. So can't wait to find out. 3 episodes left, really excited. Thanks for tuning to today's episode. If you do enjoy it, please smash a like, really helps out the channel. Subscribe if you're new. And as always, let's jump into today's episode.
The curse that plagued our family for 7 years has taken its toll on all of us. Our home, on our family. Celebrate a new beginning in which we have the freedom to stand side by side.
Would you please pass the beignets?
Good morning. Sorry.
Thanks for breakfast, guys, but I have homework to catch up on.
That's not normal. She lost her mother, Niklas.
Hope is not a child.
Did you even consider what absorbing all that magic could do to her? So if my daughter should be harmed in any way, shape or form, I will hold you personally responsible.
That's interesting. Now, straight off the bat, whatever you want to call it, yeah? My question that I would like to pose to you guys is, is Freya wrong for what she done? Because I actually, maybe controversially, I don't think she is, because we have seen the consequences of they've tried to stay away and it's physically impossible because the magic and like the supernatural, they're drawn. Something pulls them in. Somebody could drag them, lock them, get them in their location. And with it being so close to all the firstborns dying, you know, drastic times cause to drastic measures. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, so I actually this time don't think it was a bad play, but I am interested to see the consequences because I'm not having that Hope's just going to be chilling just after absorbing it all when 4 originals couldn't handle it.
It's like Emmett and his Nightwalkers rode out the storm on your dime.
Is it wrong that I want to boil everything in bleach? What part of I hate everything you stand for do you think gave them the Mikasa Sukasa vibe?
In an effort to restore stability, the vampires reclaim the French Quarter as their rightful home.
Another good reason I'm glad to get out of New Orleans.
I thought you and Freya were back together at the funeral.
No, I love her. But she can't actually be with me, so she has to be here. And I need to be somewhere in the world where I can make a difference.
You gotta be kidding me.
Dad, if you're worried, I'd wish you just say something. Helicopter parenting isn't really your thing.
So it's just Elijah then, nothing more.
I'll keep saying this until you believe me. I'm okay. Thought it all out. And you know what? I'd do it again because for once, we're in the same room and the world's not ending.
I marvel at your strength, all of which certainly came from your mother.
I wish you were here.
Is that's the noise that Klaus had when he was near everybody?
Okay, every time I look at Hope, I see the child of mine that I never got to raise. That's how I feel about her. And I knew that she was going to take back that power with her without me. That if she felt like we were on her side, maybe she would let us help her.
Hope's bracelet.
Won't stop whatever the dark magic is doing to her, but it could lessen her suffering until we find a permanent solution.
I know you love her. I never doubted that. You have a visitor.
You're telling me my girlfriend's dead by voicemail and you can't even return my calls.
Car crash. No pain, no suffering at all. Really not a good time. I'm sorry, Declan.
How do breaks just fail. It doesn't happen anymore. And that doesn't bother you, that you don't have answers, because it's killing me. You had a funeral without me, so I couldn't say goodbye.
Well, that is sad, isn't it, when you think of it that way? Oh, actually, it's deep, that, when you think of it that way.
You and your crew are no longer welcome in New Orleans.
Peace and harmony among the species because everyone stays where they belong.
Those were your rules. I won't allow a bunch of dogs and their half-breed cousins.
Careful. This place could use a little more sunshine.
But when the sun goes down, we'll be in the quarter. And if we see any werewolves, we'll be taking matters into our own hands.
It's really interesting that these guys are just rocking up to New Orleans, you know, and like, yeah, this is ours now, and we're just going to dominate, pretty much, you know. I wonder if they go round the world doing that. I mean, I understand they've come to New Orleans specifically because of Greta, but if they, where was she before this? You know, did they do it somewhere else, or, you know, has it only just started now? Because it is interesting that these have got a proper hatred towards people that are not just vampires, and yeah, they just want to kill the wolves. But, I mean, why did they not want to kill the witches as well?
If you're here to loot, they already took the good stuff.
I'll take quantity over quality.
Dark days.
Couldn't agree more. The man on your side of the bar does all the talking.
Please, you be doing me a kindness.
I lost someone.
A woman. I happen to know a thing or two about love denied.
The vampires can't scare us out of our own city. We will rebuild, and we will march tonight.
How pissed is he?
I'd say somewhere to the left of berating and to the right of plucking out hearts. You still getting on a plane?
Tomorrow.
I'm not going anywhere. We only have one day. We're gonna make the best of it.
We're in the middle of Mardi Gras. This is a sacred time.
And why do you think he's doing it right now? The witches were always used as the match that sets the whole bonfire ablaze.
Look, and when the Nightwalkers are done harassing the werewolves, they'll come after us. We have to pick a side, Vincent. There's no way around that.
She's quite smart, this female. I do like her. She's decent.
We simply want things restored to the way they used to be. A respected leader, and I can tell you genuinely care for your community. Your life is much less important to you than the welfare of your people.
What you really need to do is go in and get the hell on up out of here before I yank your punk ass out into the sun. You heard me?
Think about what I said. The offer's only on the table for so long.
What I was going to say just before he went and spoken to that guy is, if he was going to side with anyone, he's got to side with his friends. Yeah, even if he said he's friends with Josh, he is. And, you know, whether he's friends with Marcel, he turned Marcel into this person he is now. So you can't go back on it and start picking other sides. You know what I mean? You can't do something and say, oh, actually, don't like that one. Let's try this one. Oh, don't like that one. Should try this one. Do you know what I mean? I'm not saying he's going to do that, but that's what it would be like. You know, he's kind of helping him out because don't like you. Let's go on Marcel's side. Don't like you. Should go on these. So I think that obviously he needs to stick with his friends and the people that he knows. And obviously, why would he go against Freya and Josh? They are actually physically his friends.
The next time Emmett crawls out of the shadows, I will rip his face off his thick skull.
These are rules that you created. Rules that this community was forced to live under for decades. It all started with you.
See, I get that, but why does that matter now? Because he can change his opinion, his rules, he don't like him, so he's not enforcing them now.
I need you to put this on. When I was in proximity to my siblings, it was almost unbearable, and now you're carrying all of it inside you. I'm your father, I'm always going to worry.
Or were you planning on hovering over me until the end of time?
Well, the end of time is a bit extreme.
Oh, it's better. Yeah, you definitely got to take it. Nah, mate, you got to take it off. Got to say, I don't know what's going on, but I'm actually really happy that she didn't just take the powers and it was just all fine. You know, like I said, it was housed in 4 originals and they all suffered, so I'm glad she's suffering because it makes sense. Continuity, I like it.
When I was in Dublin, I got her grandmother's wedding ring so I could ask her to marry me. Who am I kidding? She probably would have turned me down. An ex really did a number on her. You find a woman that her smile could end wars and she has a heart as big as Ireland. You'd have to be a fool to let her go.
So now you see her face everywhere you go. You hear her voice in your dreams, and you feel the lingering ghost. You feel responsible. As if you'd known more, you could have done something.
You're him, aren't you? The one that broke her heart.
Did they not say it was
I've either hate
Mardi Gras the other day as well?
Emmett strikes me as the latter. You always manage to find the light in the darkness, huh?
There's always beauty to be seen. The lightness suits you.
What side's he picking? What are we saying?
At least it's not working, Dad. It's not enough.
Well, then we'll find something that does work.
So you're here to mine my pain for your absolution. Do you have any understanding of the damage you caused her? Brakes didn't fail, did they?
No.
There was no car accident at all. Tell me how she died.
You don't want to know.
I have to know.
Declan, hey, I need a favor from the bar. What are you doing here?
Ah, that is interesting. Like, he was kind of leaning on telling him like about the supernatural world a couple of episodes back, wasn't there? I do like how he actually cares for her as well, and I feel like he's got to play some sort of part in it. You know, he's introduced as Hayley's love interest. He seems okay, very concerned, but then he's also an O'Connell as well, which has got to. If it doesn't play a factor, again, I do address like these situations in why, like what is the point in giving us that information, because it can be utilised very well and somehow played into the storyline so good, because obviously we know all about family and you know the dark magic and all that's associated with it, so it's very intriguing. And also I don't mind Hope, but it does stress me out sometimes that she's kind of like reluctant for help, and she's always like, it's my fault, I'll do it, just me, you know, like I'll solve it, leave it, don't matter. It's like, we learn, well, she's obviously not learned, I've learned from watching this show, like, me, the more the better, you know, get everyone involved, they'll help you out. It's better to do it as a team than on your own. You got a better chance of success.
I remember when we weren't allowed in the quarter. My mama was the queen of Mardi Gras. I got to sit with her on the float. You know, I'm good here. If you could help Freya with the hats, stop listening to me yammer about the past and get over it.
Are you Lucina? They told me I had to do this.
If I was a vampire, I'd come in now and attack him as well, because it's night time. Oh, KEELIN's that.
A night walker can build a human.
Where's Lucina? Where is she?
That's a mad death, that one.
Ivy!
Someone else's.
It's not my blood.
Killing my mom wasn't enough. Now you've come for Declan?
That's not what I'm here for.
Killed her.
That's not what happened.
But if you weren't there, she'd still be alive.
We can't do this in front of them.
Ah, that was sick. Can she compel people? I'd love to know.
3 innocent people. I used to think that what I was doing was for the best, and every day that New Orleans didn't fall apart was proof that I was right. But these people want violence for the sake of it.
That is true, man. I always say people just hating for hating, and I don't get it.
My memory was gone.
I hate you.
I hate me too.
You let her die.
Hope.
What the hell was that?
It's like, oh no, a human seen something. If only we can compel him not to remember anything. Do you know what I mean? Like, literally, this guy's going to walk out of here knowing everything, and they're going to totally forget that they're vampires and they can compel people.
It took a lot of courage for all of you to come out here tonight, especially those of you in the werewolf community. We marched together to honor Lucina.
I have to choose a side,
They're gonna attack.
and we're gonna be ready for them.
You're a good man, Vincent. Be careful.
Yeah, look at him, he's chilling down.
I want to march. You almost got killed today.
But I didn't.
Marry me.
What?
No.
I'm serious.
Is this because I almost died today?
Yes, but no. 2 years ago, I started planning how I was going to say it. I was just waiting for the right time. Finally, today, it dawned on me that there's never a perfect time. I don't want to spend another second without you. No more choosing between you and my family, because you are my family, KEELIN.
No, that's well cute, mate. Look at it, mate. What a good episode.
I'm sorry.
It's perfect. It's perfect.
My question is, right, which has been the best proposal to you guys? So in the Vampire Diaries and the originals, who has had the best one? Because in this season, you know, Marcel, I thought, had a decent proposal, mate. That was a good one. And that was good as well. And obviously we've had some Vampire Diaries ones. So which one do you think the best proposal has been so far?
I think this. We're vampires.
Stories for the tourists, aren't they?
You saw what you saw.
Everyone in this town, my friends, they're all...
No, some, not all.
What about Haley?
Haley, too. Hope. I think you're gonna need something a little stronger than that water.
She lied about everything.
No, she cared for you very deeply. Any questions you have about Haley's life or death will no longer plague you. And Haley Marshall is now at peace.
That's all I've got to say on that one. Vampire using a vampire trait that stops humans from finding them out. And he benefited him in a good way. The guy doesn't know about the supernatural now, and all he knows that his girlfriend has died, sadly, but knowing that she loves him, and that he's found peace. And I think Elijah found a bit of clarity and a bit of peace in that as well. So that was a good scene. Now, I'm hoping that somehow he's not been taking Vervain and, like, by accident, or someone slipping at him or something. And I just hope that that happened, because that was a good scene. And the guy got what he deserved, you know, a nice, happy memory moment, and not sat here being sad that she's gone.
You won't take my help? You reject the bracelet? You're throwing Elijah around?
Stop the voices. Is this the rest of my life? A rage that can only be quieted by violence?
Then you have the perfect father.
Facts.
They belong to each and every single one of us, and each and every single one of us are welcome. No matter what they say, these are our streets.
So this is where it ends?
Apparently so.
You're handling it as best you can, and I'm gonna be here with you.
Come on now, Emma. You didn't think I wasn't gonna show up now, did you?
Marcel can't die, but you can. Are the werewolves really worth dying for?
Astral projection. They must have a witch.
Poor Vincent. You should have taken me up on my offer.
To find out what side I was gonna choose.
Ivy's going after her.
Then he wanted to punish me if I chose wrong.
Por la sante ad salutem. To peace.
Ivy!
See what I mean? It's like last episode with the music, and they get the words in me. Did they just say after the rise will come the fall? Again, I feel like that is quite fitting to how the storyline's going. It's very interesting. I'm pretty gutted, to be honest, that this Ivy's maybe dead now. You know, I wouldn't say I'm a massive Ivy champion, but like, I'm just enjoying the storyline with Vincent. Like, I'm happy that he's happy, and she seems pretty nice as well, to be honest. You know, so, got to admit, she's come in, she's not been bad at all. She's been really nice, she's been trying to help people, and I am pretty gutted. If she's dead, then I'm not gutted because, like, she's dead. Just in terms of, like, this, like, I was really happy for Vincent, and now again, he's suffered a loss, but I'm going to look at it in a positive way, because he chose the right side, in my opinion. He chose the right side, and now he's had some pain and suffering. He's going to be more motivated to be on that side even more. And I think that he's a very good witch in general anyway. He's dead strong, and he's always in some good scenes. And now if he's going to have some sort of feelings and passion behind it as well, so not just fighting for the right thing, fighting for his own personal, like, you know, his personal, what would you say, like, what is it, his own outcome that he wants to get revenge for Ivy. He's also doing the right thing and then doing it for his own selfishness as well. That means that we're going to have an even better Vincent, and then that would excite me. It actually would. So, like, I'm kind of looking at it in two ways. One, kind of sad that he's lost Ivy, possibly, because I'm enjoying their storyline and I'm liking how he's happy. But then again, I'm going to flip it and say maybe it's good, because then he's chose the right side. He's going to be even more motivated. He's going to go and try and be selfish and get revenge for her, while also doing the right thing to save the city. So that means there's a better Vincent. So I'm very intrigued to see where we're going from here. I've got to say I'm happy for KEELIN and Freya as well. You know, they do make me happy. Every time they're together, I just smile, because I just want the Michelsons to be happy. And do you know what? It's not even just the Michelsons. I've just said it there with Vincent. Characters that I enjoy, when they're happy, I'm happy. It doesn't matter who they're with. You know, I hardly know this either, and KEELIN's not been in it much. But the fact that characters I really like are happy, That's all that I care for. And you know what? Her proposal was really good. And I did ask the question, which one do you think's been the best so far? Because they're so cute together. And her ring was really, really nice as well. So I'm excited, man. You always have to have at least one wedding. We had a Hailey one. Good wedding. You know, that was great. Final season, top it off. Let's get another one. And then maybe the last episode, go out all smiling. You know, we don't have to go out on a bad note. Like I said, most of the time, main character dies. But I feel like be a good way to finish, innit? Happy, chirpy episode. And the final one, all singing, all dancing. Good wedding, smiles on faces. So I can't wait. You know, it's been a good episode, and I'm really excited for the final for you now. Okay, and that is going to wrap up today's episode. Hopefully, you guys enjoyed it. Thanks so much for clicking on a video today and watching towards the end. Now, it's got me thinking with this Hope storyline, and that she's, you know, she's absorbed with the Hollow, and she's saying that she's enjoying, well, the way it kind of helped to cure it was a bit of violence, and then he come back saying, mate, if violence is what you need, then you've got no better dad. That is facts. But I remember when I said about watching the Legacies in the comment, I can't remember if I said it in, obviously, in the Vampire Diaries or in this, but the comment section did say that it was quite negative towards Legacies, actually. Everyone was like, mate, it's a terrible programme, which is kind of devastating, not going to lie, because we're getting towards the end now, and we're going to start it, obviously, because it's part of the franchise. But they were saying all they do is fight monsters, and maybe that is what happens, you know, like the reason why they're constantly fighting these monsters, whatever it is because it helps her with this that's inside of her. The more she's fighting, the more she's not, feels more sane, more normal, and it's a way to express herself. So if they tie it in that way, fair play, you know, continuity with storylines. Like I said, last episode she absorbed the powers, and I was saying that she can't just take it and be like, fine now, because it wouldn't make any sense. Now in this episode we've seen it again. Klaus was saying, I had it inside me, I couldn't handle it, my 3 other siblings had it as well, so now you've got all of it. You're not normal, you're not fine, Hope. And I do like it that she isn't fine, and we stay consistent with the story. So I mean, I gotta say, I did enjoy that fight between her and Elijah, whatever you want to call it, was really good. I like the fact that, but I just like the conversation that Elijah had with obviously Hailey's new partner and himself, and like I think it helped him get some what is it when he went in, and obviously he was sad, and then the more he talked to him, the more he felt better about the situation, and it just helped him in a positive way, while also helping this guy as well. Both of them got the emotions out. I just think that Elijah felt really guilty, and I'm not saying that he shouldn't feel guilty. He definitely played a factor in a death, 1,000,000%, regardless of whether you like him or you dislike him. He played a certain factor in the death, so he's trying to find some sort of peace with that, and I feel like the conversation with this guy really helped. And then I do like as well at the end that he's seen all the stuff, he's seen all the supernatural stuff, and I thought it wasn't going to compel him, even though it's so obvious, easy thing to do. And we did like go a little down the line. Elijah did tell him about obviously the supernaturals and what Hailey was and all that stuff, and then he compelled him to forget. But I feel like that's what Elijah needed. He just felt good getting it out there, and then he also done the right thing, and he compelled him, and he made him feel good. He made him think that Hailey is now resting. She's not suffered. She loved him, and couldn't have ended in a better memory of her. If she's gonna die, at least you knowing that she's died peacefully, you're happy, she's content, you're content, and knowing that she loved you. So I like that from Elijah. He done the right thing there, and I've got to say I do like seeing Elijah. I did like seeing Elijah not in his suit and more calm and rugged and just chillaxed sort of persona, but I just like his seriousness. I feel like because obviously I've had it for so long, technically we've had it for nearly 7 seasons if you add the Vampire Diaries in, and I do like it being back to the way he is. It just feels like Elijah. It feels normal. Like just the way he does his mouth movements and stuff, like when he grips the chair, like when he's like tense and he's like, like when he was speaking after, when he first come in and Hope obviously bent the fork or whatnot and she left and he was speaking to Klaus, that there felt like Elijah, and that's what I like. And we didn't even play Antoinette at all, no mention of her whatsoever, so that's interesting. But we had some good stuff. We had a proposal, which I really enjoyed, KEELIN and Freya. I mean, I'm all for that. I actually am. You know, I was all for it last season. I was gagging for them to kiss. I loved it when they did, and then I was kind of devastated. Well, not kind of. I was devastated when she broke up with her because she chose the Michelsons over her, which I did understand. There was a lot of drama going on, and she had to fully focus on saving them. But at what point does it become where you're living your life for someone else and not for yourself? You know, no matter how much you love your family, right, it still is your life, and you've got to find those 10 minutes of happiness, like KEELIN was saying to her, and enjoy it and be yourself. And she, you know, if her 10 minutes is 10 years, she deserves it. She's done enough in this lifetime to warrant a bit of peace and happiness. You know, she saved them so many times, so I'm happy for that. I would really love to see a wedding between them. I'm not going to lie, I would absolutely love it. Now obviously they've what is this faction called actually? I'm trying to think. Greta's faction, did they have a name? Because they've come in, the Nightwalkers, they still determined to take everybody out. They've compelled a human to go in for a bomb and blow himself up, and killed one of the wolves. Obviously nearly took KEELIN out as well. And then when they're doing the parade at the end or whatnot, they've gone after it. Now I thought it was really smart actually. He proposed a deal to Vincent earlier on in the episode to pick a side, and I thought Vincent may pick his side, but he didn't. The guy was smart. He didn't actually turn up. He had a witch. What witch is helping him, actually? What? Because someone's astral projected all of those witches there. And he wanted to see what Vincent's decision was. Vincent chose the right side, but with the bad consequences, because they've gone after Ivy. It looks like they killed her and all the witches that was around her. And, you know, I'm hoping that we get a positive side out of it and we get a better Vincent. I mean, Vincent's sick anyway, so if we're going to get another level of him, I can't wait. And, you know, is this episode 9? So there's only 4 left, and I feel like these have to be the bad guys now. I feel like we can't take these out and then twist it and maybe go after Klaus or Marcel anymore, because it's such short, you know, episodes left that it'd have to be an old storyline rehashed for us to be like invested. So I'm excited to see where we go from here. I'm hoping everybody teams up and goes after them. I do like the fact that Klaus and Hope are together now, bonding or whatnot. She's an absolute sick painter as well, like her dad. And I do like the good chemistry that they've got. Her eyes look sick blue again. I'll say it every time they go blue. They always look amazing. And I thought this was just a decent episode, because I did like how Vincent got a kiss from Ivan. I did like the proposal that obviously KEELIN and Freya. I liked how Elijah was back to his normal self and he'd done a good thing with Hayley's memory. And then obviously we just got a storyline between Hope and Klaus going on, and they're spending more time together, and I like the chemistry. So I would say this is a decent episode as well. And we've got 4 more left, and I hope that we just go out with a lot of action now. So thanks so much for clicking on today's episode. If you did enjoy it, please smash the like, really helps out the channel. Subscribe if you're new, and as always, I will catch you in the next one. Cheers, guys.